Hi guys, I'm Gasha. Welcome to the channel, to our coffee times together. And today I'm here to talk to you about the latest movies that I bought.
It's coffee time.
So today for you I have kind of like a mix. I have a couple of movies that are not really horror and then the rest are all horror. So let's go check them out. Let's start with the movies that are not horror, and from those I have 4 different movies that are not horror, and I've watched most of them already, which I'm very proud of. The first one is Mary Shelley. Now I wanted to watch this movie because obviously I'm really interested in the story of Frankenstein and how the book was made, and obviously on the story of Mary Shelley. Now this is a long movie, I believe it's around 2 hours or more, and it is a in-depth exploration of the character of Mary Shelley, her life, what she had to go through that kind of led her and inspired her to write Frankenstein, and how being a woman back then was more of a challenge when you wanted to be a writer. Now I enjoyed the movie, but I was kind of expecting a little bit more of a fierce Mary Shelley. Let's remember that this is the woman that lost her virginity on her mother's grave, like on top of it. They didn't put that in the movie. I think that would have been a bit too much, but yeah, so I think for me something more dark about her was missing. Then I have a ghost story. Now I have made a kind of decision, which is to try to watch all the movies from A24, just because I tend to like those movies, and so I decided to give them a try, and A Ghost Story is one of those movies that were always on my radar and I never checked them out, and I knew that it was going to be something different, but boy was I in for a ride. This movie was like nothing else I have ever seen before, and it is a movie definitely not for everybody. It has to do a lot with grief, moving on, and what happens when we die. It is such a dark movie in a way, and it makes you connect with parts of yourself you don't want to think about. It makes you uncomfortable. There are a lot of shots in the movie that are basic, like a basic regular moment in the life of somebody, and they're shooting that for like 3 minutes straight, and it's so weird. I don't know, but it was also fantastic. I really enjoyed it. The main plot of the movie, it's basically this couple that are really happy and they're living in this house together, and suddenly he passes away, and it's how he as a ghost sees her moving on with her life. That's basically it. Next we have another A24 movie, and that is Lady Bird. This is the director debut from Greta Gerwig that has now done Little Women, that I also need to watch. I love Saoirse Ronan. I just love her for some reason. It's one of those actresses you just love. And I really enjoy this movie. It's a great coming of age story, and it reminded me all of the struggles and things that I had to go through when I was turning 18, when you think that you know everything but you don't, and then you start to miss those things that you didn't want to do or didn't want to see anymore. Yeah, so it was fantastic. And the other movie that it's not horror is another A24 movie, and that is Under the Silver Lake. I believe this is kind of like a thriller movie in which a girl disappears, and when some people start to look for her, they kind of start a kind of weird travel through different parts of Hollywood that have, you know, history, some places that have history in the Hollywood industry. So this was recommended to me. I'll see. I still have not watched this one, but I am intrigued indeed. So if you've already watched this, let me know what you thought of it down below. Now let's go to horror. So first let's talk about the movies that I have not watched yet, and the first one is Lizzie Borden. I found this one by accident at the movie store for like $5, and I was like, I'm gonna check it out because you guys know I love Lizzie Borden. And you know, the main actresses are Kristen Stewart and Chloe Sevigny, so I do like them. I don't have anything against them, but I have heard that this movie sadly does not focus so much on Lizzie Borden as a character in the murders, and more about the relationship between these two women that are having kind of like a lesbian relationship. I have nothing against that, but obviously if I'm watching a Lizzie Borden movie, I also want to know a lot about the crimes and, you know, Lizzie Borden herself, and less of a lesbian love story. Like I said, nothing against that, but it's not the first thing that comes into my mind when I want to watch this movie. I don't know, I bought it. I'll see if I like it or not. But yeah, I will definitely give it a try and let you know guys what I thought about it. I remember watching these mini-series that they did with Christina Ricci based on Lizzie Borden, and I absolutely loved that one, so I think I'm gonna be a little bit biased now in comparing it to that one, but we shall see. Next we have the Limehouse Golem, and I got this one also because it was on sale for $5, and I love the cast. It's based on the 1800s in London, and there is this serial killer on the loose, so it's all kind of pointing to a type of movie that I'm going to enjoy. I still have not given it a try, but I mean, have you checked my boy Bill Nighy in the cover? Love him. And the last one from the ones that I have not watched is Ghost Stories. This is following a psychologist and a little bit people that are skeptic when it comes to ghosts and people that believe in ghosts. And we're probably going to explore a couple of ghost stories and find out what happened to people that became ghosts. I don't know, I'm just hoping for a cool ghost story. I don't have super high expectations about this one, but you know, just a fun movie. Now let's move to the horror movies that I have actually watched, and the first one is a DVD that I got from the UK, that is The Wailing. Now because this is a Korean film, I had to get it from the UK because in Germany unfortunately you only get subs in German, and I like to watch the original with English subs, so that's why I ordered it from the UK. This is a very long movie, it's like 2.5 hours long movie, but I really liked it because it dared to be different, and it took its time to build up the story, to build up the characters. It was weird, it was disgusting, it was surprising. You were all the time wondering what was happening, and you never kind of guess right because they're always twisting the story. Absolutely loved it. I thought it was very daring movie. It dared to be different, it dared to do things that other movies don't do anymore nowadays. I believe this is from 2016, and it's one of those that I had missed that I wanted to watch. This is definitely a movie that dared to be different and succeeded, but it's not for everybody because it's slow paced, it's weird, and it's 2.5 hours, I think, plus maybe. So you know, it has to be for people that enjoy this kind of movies. Next we have The Prodigy. Really enjoyed this movie. This is one of the movies that I missed in the theater, and since then I've been meaning to watch it, and I finally did. And it is another movie that is kind of slow pace, and we are following a family that is super happy that they finally got to be parents, and they have this beautiful boy that is super smart, so he needs to go to a special school because he's so intelligent for his age. And one day he starts to behave really weird, and the mom thinks that he has been possessed. This was in some ways a bit stereotypical, but then there were some things that made it really special, and the ending was a 10 for me. I did not expect that ending, and you know, sometimes in movies when the ending comes after you've been building up all the tension and the excitement, normally I get, you know, disappointed because I feel like the ending falls flat, and in this case in the movie it just went whoo. The ending was fantastic. And the last two movies that I have to show you are horror movies that I watched that I decided to get in a special edition. The first one is Puckett. I do have a movie review of these. I'm gonna put the link up there so you can check it out if you want. This is an indie horror movie that really surprised me, based on a family drama. A mother and a daughter have this huge fight after the father passes away, and they are kind of, you know, grieving and having trouble to adapt to a life without him. And after this huge fight, the daughter decides to go into the woods to perform a ritual to call an entity called Puckett, but then she regrets it right away. But once you've called Puckett, there is no turning back. And I think they did a wonderful job with the atmosphere and with the story, having a low budget. Definitely recommend it to people that love atmospheric movies that are slow paced but are very strong and powerful. And I got this beautiful edition that comes also with even a poster. The poster is fantastic. I don't have space right now to put this, but maybe in the future. So this is how the poster looks like, and I think it's really, really beautiful. Love it. So apart from the poster, this is how the movie looks like. That's the cover, the back, and then you open it up. It comes with the DVD and the Blu-ray, plus this little kind of booklet in the middle with pictures and infos about the movie. And the last one is a movie that I absolutely loved, and I had pre-ordered this edition, which I'm glad that I did because it sold out really quickly, because the DVD store that I bought it from, they only got like a couple of copies, and like one day later they were sold out. And that is Midsummer, because, excuse me, I'm kind of conflicted with this cover because I absolutely love it, but it's kind of like a spoiler, if you know what I mean. But yeah, this movie was fantastic. I know a lot of people love Hereditary more than Midsummer, but for me, Midsummer was... I just love this movie so much. Like, can you tell? Can you tell? So yeah, I really wanted to get these edition. The movie, if you don't know, it's the second movie by Ari Aster after Hereditary, and it's a movie in which this girl that is dealing with a lot of family trauma decides to go with her boyfriend and a couple of friends to Sweden to a festival. And when they get there, a lot of drugs are being consumed, and they get to this kind of cult society that they have built up there, and they're all too nice. Everything seems too perfect, and then weird stuff starts to happen. Obviously, it is a very slow-paced movie, so again, something maybe not for everybody. I wanted to get this edition because this is the only edition that includes the director's cut, which includes all the extra footage. So the regular one is 147 and the director's cut is 172. So we have a lot extra there, and I still have to watch the director's cut, but I really want to see what was cut out of the movie for the theaters. Now, please be aware this movie is really disturbing. It's really messed up, so it's not really for everybody. I'm just putting it out there because it's really, really weird. So yeah, if you just like your regular ABC horror, maybe stay away from this one. So here's how the book looks like. It is a regular media book in white, and we have here the back, stunning, and we have here our beautiful Blu-rays, and here is a little booklet with some of these images that we got to see in the village as well. Absolutely stunning. I really, really love this edition. Alright guys, so these are the movies that I have added to my movie collection. Let me know in the comments down below, what are your thoughts on these movies? Let's discuss them in the comments. Also, I'm always welcoming any sort of movie recommendations that you might have for me. Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching. Please give the video big thumbs up, and also please, if you want to follow me on the social media, the links are in the description box down below, and I hope to see you all in the next copy time. Bye.